as I say, there is an ecological devastation, and that is very visible. That is, you read the newspapers, it is accelerating. It is getting worse. Just earlier this year we read that, as I say, the species in the ocean were depleting at a much faster rate than anybody had realized. It's accelerating, it's getting worse. It is the most visible tragedy of our time. It is in a way the one thing that really matters, much more than economic crises or political crises or whatever it is, this ecological devastation. That is what we are going to leave our children and our grandchildren. And the spiritual side of that is in a way even more devastating, because it means that life will have no purpose. If the sacred within creation goes out, if that sacred substance in creation that we were asked to nourish, we were asked to care for, that our prayers, our devotions, our practices were here to nourish, to make a relationship with, if that goes out, then life has no meaning. There is no purpose to being here from a spiritual perspective, because nothing in life can nourish us. Nothing in life can feed our souls. We will become hungry ghosts. And this to me is the great unspoken tragedy of the present time. The light is going out. That meaning is going. And it is not a transcendent meaning. Yes, you can go into deep states of meditation, into deep states of prayer, and you can go beyond this physical world. And you can go to where the light is always shining. I once had an experience in an aeroplane many years ago. It was very simple. Up above the clouds, the light is always shining. The sun is always shining. It's always there. You can go in deep within your own heart. It's part of our mystical heritage, to where there is just love and light. Yes. But how many people can do that? How many people have done a lifetime of spiritual practice to be able to go that deep within their own hearts? That to go beyond everything that is created into that light and love. Not so many. For most people who come into this world is where they need to be nourished. This world is where their soul needs to be fed. And if it isn't, if that secret substance has been abused, has been forgotten, has disappeared, then what is left? Not much. A tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. So, it's a very bleak picture, and I wish it wasn't so bleak. I don't think it is a problem, because I think we are addicted to problems. I think we have a culture that identifies a problem in order to find a solution. And I think this is a very masculine attitude, and I don't think it is appropriate for this situation which we have inherited as much as we have facilitated. And I feel this very passionately. It is not a problem. It is a situation. And what I would say is, first, we need to take responsibility for it. Just as we need to take responsibility for the outer ecological devastation that our materialistic culture has produced. There's a saying by somebody I like very much called Paul Kingsworth. He says, "We don't believe that anyone, not politicians, not economists, not environmentalists, not writers, is really facing up to the scale of this. As a society, we are still hooked on a vision of the future as an upgraded version of the present. Somehow technology or political agreements or ethical shopping or mass protest are meant to save our civilization from self-destruction. Well, we don't buy that." And that is the outer situation. And we need to take responsibility for it, because we have created it. Our materialistic culture is not sustainable. And in fact, there's this deep sadness that that has to do with even the idea of sustainability or environmentalism. Paul Kingsnorth continues, he said, "Environmentalism is no longer about how to save the environment. It has instead become about how we in the developed world can save our lifestyle. Sustainability is no longer about sustaining the wild, the wilderness, the oceans. It is about how we can sustain our lifestyle. And we have to take responsibility for this situation. It is not sustainable. Our lifestyle is not sustainable. It can't continue. The world is not meant to be treated like that. And we also have to take responsibility for a materialistic culture that has forgotten the sacred in creation. We don't begin our day relating to the sacred in creation. Our whole day is not a celebration of the sacred in creation. It's not a praise of what is created. We may have moments when we try to remember, but mostly in our life we forget. So we need to take responsibility first. It is not somebody else's problem. It is what each of us who live in this materialistic culture of forgetfulness of the sacred, of forgetfulness of the light in creation, of the beauty and the wonder that belong to a world that belongs to God, have created. And then my sense is that we need to learn how to respond. It is a response. If you like, there is a call and we are the echo. Or how are we going to respond to this situation? This is much more feminine than a problem to be solved. It's not out there, it's inside of us. It belongs to us. It has to do with relationship. It has to do with feeling the relationship to the sacred within ourselves and within life.